Alright people, welcome back to another series on this channel about cybersecurity standards. In today's video we are going to look at the Mitre attack technique, and that is phishing T1566. So the idea of the series is very simple. Usually we never have time to sit down and to just slowly read the standards out there, and the work of genius people. And that's what we are going to do today. We're just going to take some time and together read over the series. So today is Monday, the 1st December, and it is right now at the middle of the night, 2 a.m. So roughly in 6 hours the job starts, and I feel like this is a pretty good time to sit down and read standards like this. Alright, so first of all, let's copy together the page as we usually do. And so here, this is first of all the phishing. Then let me give you the URL to that as well. Put this here a little smaller, like this. And as we did in our kill chain series, we are simply going to together build the content for that as we go. So I'm not preparing a whole lot here, but the whole idea is to together slowly read the stuff. Okay, then I'm going to show you the sub-techniques as well. They are on the right side now here. There we go. That's the good thing about using a format like this. We have usually enough space to put down everything what we need. And the other thing I would like to put down here is I would like to show you the name of the technique here and the people behind it. That's very important. So here at Mitre, the people, they don't shy away writing the names. So here you have Liora, Itkin, Lyron, Ravish. You have also names of organizations like Cardinal Ops and so on, Capital One even, which is I think not a small player in the cybersecurity as far as I can tell. Also, what you can see here has been created in the year 2020, and it has been updated recently in October, so roughly 1.5 months ago. That's not too long ago. Then let's also add the Mitre attack logo here to give them always credit for what they are doing. They're doing a great job, like this. Okay, and the idea is, as mentioned, we will have just look at what the Mitre attack page has to offer. I have here some white pages, and we will just see what we can find there and what we can learn from that for our daily job as cybersecurity defenders. So we are on the good side of things. We are protecting companies. So let me try out this reading mode here. Yeah, that's better. We will switch back and forth, editing mode and reading mode. But now let's get started. Roughly 5 minutes into the video. Let's see what we can find. So first of all, phishing has sub-techniques, as we can see on the right side. Spare phishing attachment and link. Then you just have spare phishing, as it looks like, as sub-techniques via service and via voice. And we will take a look at these spare phishing techniques as well in a later video. Then what else do we see here? So it is in a tactic. So tactic initial access, that's the kill chain phase. So it's fairly early in the chain. Then the platforms that they see here is identity providers, and we should take a look at what that even means. So this has something to do with identity access management, I believe. Oh, wait a moment. So this guy needs to be brought to the front, I think. Order, bring to front. Yes, so this identity providers, I think that's something like privilege access management. That might be something like identity access management, but I might be wrong about that. So this word we will look at. We'll Google that. Then of course Linux and Windows and Mac OS, so the operating systems they have here. Then they have Office Suite. Okay, so as it looks like you can use the Office products as well for phishing attacks. And you have software as a service, SaaS platforms. Okay, so the only thing that is unclear to me right now is the identity provider. I don't really know what to do with that. Yes, so but that's fine. Now let's go on the left side and see what we can read here. So adversaries may send phishing messages to gain access to victim systems. So it is about phishing messages. So it is about sending a message to a victim system. So that appears to be the main goal here. Speaking about action on objectives. So this is what they are taking, what they are is describing here. Then all forms of phishing are electronically delivered social engineering. Social engineering we had as well. Phishing can be targeted, known as spear phishing. Yes, so this is what they talk about here. In spear phishing, a specific individual, and we put that down. Spear phishing has something to do with a specific individual company or industry. Most often, as far as I know, it's an individual person or company. So targeting an entire industry, I wouldn't consider that as spear phishing. But I mean, it's obviously correct to point out that any form of targeting can be considered as spear phishing. More generally, adversaries can conduct non-targeted phishing, such as in mass malware spam campaigns. Yes, that's what we often see. Then, the second chapter here. Adversaries may send victims emails containing malicious attachments or links, typically to execute malicious code on victim systems. Phishing may also be conducted via third-party services like social media platforms. And this might be one of those identity providers. A social media platform, isn't that an identity provider if you put your face, your name in there on LinkedIn? Maybe. Phishing may also involve social engineering techniques such as posing as a trusted source, as well as evasive techniques such as removing or manipulating email or metadata headers from compromised accounts being abused to send messages. And that is interesting. So I'm not very educated on that topic, such as removing metadata headers. So that part here I'm not educated in. So we might change that in the near future. So email hiding rules. Interesting. Then another way to accomplish this is by email spoofing the identity of the sender, which can be used to fool both the human recipient as well as automated security tools. Yeah, so email spoofing, also very interesting. We might click on that and read it. And or by including the intended target as a party to an existing email thread that includes malicious files or links. So thread hijacking, they call it here. And also pay attention when it comes to Mitre. They have references all over the place. So in this very first and short text that we have here, they already have 8 references. So those are scientific workers here, which is really what we are looking for usually. Yes, then thread hijacking we just had. Then victims may also receive phishing messages that instruct them to call a phone number where they are directed to visit a malicious URL, download malware or install adversary accessible remote management tools or remote access tools, you call them a RAT, then into their computer. User execution, so what they do here is they link you to further techniques. But okay, so we now read through this here, and now let's take a look on the next page at the procedure examples. So I will just copy, I guess, I think it's easier to just copy that page and quickly remove all of that stuff here. That way we can keep the link, and that way we can also keep some of those elements. Okay, and now I'm going to show you the so-called procedure examples here. Let's look into this and try to understand what they mean with that. Alright, and that stuff is called procedure examples. Also, I need to read up what they mean in Mitre when they speak about procedures, but one step after the other. Bring to front, so that's okay. That thing right here now can go somewhere here, and procedure examples can go here. Alright, now let's see what we have in this. So what they have here is first of all an ID, and these are procedure IDs, I would guess. Then you have the name of the procedure, and it all looks like hacking procedures. So this is like the connection now to the cyber criminals. This is what they mean by procedure examples. And let's read them and see. So here there's something called Apple Juice, written in a very interesting way, and has used spear phishing emails to distribute malicious payloads. The Axiom group is well known. Use spear phishing to initially compromise victims. Interesting. Gold Southfield has conducted malicious spam. Okay. HiKit, so I know Axiom out of this group so far. I have never heard of the other ones. In ransomware, incorporation, emails, no. Royal and Sea Turtle I heard as well. Royal not, but Sea Turtle use spear phishing to gain access to victims. Okay, and now let's just click for good measure on the Axiom group, since they are part of this here. And let's take a look at these guys. So first of all the Axiom group is here, and I think we can just dump them here like this. This looks okay, and this can go now, and the URL behind this is that. Just for good measure, let's read who's Axiom group. So their name is group 72. They have all of these synonyms, and there's a lot on that page as well, but let's see what Axiom is. So it's a suspected Chinese cyber espionage group that has targeted the aerospace, defense, government, manufacturing and media sectors since at least 2008. Yeah, that's why I know them. So if they're around for a long time, you read these names every now and then. Some reporting suggests a degree of overlap between Axiom and Vinti Group, never heard of, but the two groups appear to be distinct based on differences in reportings on TTPs and targeting. Yeah, so 2017. So as you can see, we as cybersecurity people, we lag behind. So these guys are active since 2008. Here on Mitre ATT&CK, they don't around for too long, to be fair, but Mitre ATT&CK reports these on 2017. And I think Mitre has been established in 2012 2012 or so, 2015, so they're not that old. Mitre is a fairly fresh organization, and I know here in Germany only in the year roughly 2020 people started to use Mitre on a large scale. So that just shows that things sometimes need their time, but 2008, 2017, that's a good indicator for how long cyber criminals can do mischief until they're finally catched. But yeah, that's the Axiom group. Um, we might go into these later. So I see on the Axiom page there are some examples for techniques that they used. So we can also go from the other direction, starting at the hacker group and then working ourselves up. Yeah, and since we have a little bit of space here, not really, we have. Wait a moment. Put this here. I would like to show you the sources because they appear interesting to me as well. So here you have some references. Let's put it down like this. And these sources are also stuff that we are going... Oh, wait, I did a little... This is also the stuff that we are going to read about at a later point for sure. Okay, so references are here. And as you can see, not surprising, Kaspersky is part of the research here. And Kaspersky did an analysis in 2013. That just shows, let's see what is the earliest source. And yeah, so Kaspersky looks like they have been the first mentioning Axiom, but that's 5 years after they have been found somewhere. And Tarakanov has also some paper. So these are worth reading, I believe. And I try to access one of those papers. Let's see if we can access that and read it. And yes, we can. We can. So it is these sources. It's not like Wikipedia where you click on a link and it says nothing found. You can indeed click on I just tried the first link, and it looks just fine. And at a later point we might do it. This is an endless topic field as what we have here. Alright, then let's copy this, put it here. And the next what we want to do is we want to take a look a little bit at the mitigations. So we just look what this page is giving us. That's pretty much the goal for now for this video. Also I try to take a look at the watch, at the clock. So we have now we're 20 minutes into the video, more or less. And my idea is not to overextend our attention span. So with 20 minutes we are, I think, in a good range. We didn't do too much reading, and luckily Mitre is building up their sites in such a way, the website in such a way that it's easily readable. But nevertheless, I noticed that the videos that we uploaded on YouTube that are 2 hours long, the average watch time is not even that high. So percentage wise it's like only 5% or so of the total time is being watched. And looking at the unpopular series that we have, so there are shorter videos like 10 minutes or 15 minutes, and there we have a significant increase in the percentage of that watch time. So the goal for this series here, so this is the first video in that playlist, but expect shorter videos. They're perfect for your lunch break. And also I hope you don't mind if I touch upon these side topics, let's say, about the channel every now and then. And so our goal is, as already mentioned in other videos, to provide you with easy accessible content, and also provide you with relevant content, because the internet is flooded with stuff that I would consider not very relevant, and our goal is to change that a little bit. Yeah. So, but let's read now on mitigations, what we can find here. So mitigations is antivirus, anti-malware. So we have read on the one of the last pages that they want to install some software. They want to direct you to malicious websites and trick you into executing malicious files. Well, obviously antivirus can help there. Then we have here audit. Perform audit or scans of systems, permissions, insecure software, insecure configurations, etc. to potentially to identify weaknesses. That's also very good. Audit. I think what they mean here is also logging and monitoring, right? Because that's what you would do with a SIM solution. Then network intrusion and prevention. Network intrusion prevention systems and systems designed to scan and remove malicious email attachments or links can be used to block activity. Yes, so if you have an email gateway, for example, and you see links there, you can scan them before forwarding them to the user automatically and find malicious links by that. Then restrict web-based content, obviously, so you can block certain websites. But let's see what they write here. Determine if certain websites or attachment types. Yes, attachment types. So it's very unusual to have a .exe file as an attachment of your email. Who would ever do something like that? So that can be used for phishing or necessary for business operations. And consider blocking access if activity cannot be monitored well or if it poses significant risk. Yes, so a .exe file I don't think is needed for business operations so much. And also you can whitelist certain users to use .exe files. So if it is an administrator who somehow needs that in his daily job, okay, but don't allow that for all employees in your companies, because the human resources department or the tax department in your company or whatever the back office, they don't need exe files usually. Software configuration. So use anti-spoofing and email authentication mechanisms to filter messages based on validity checks of the sender domain using SPF. So I'm not familiar with SPF, unfortunately. So bring to front. I'm not familiar with SPF. And as you might see, this is a rabbit hole we have here. So you have so many things that you can go into. It's impossible to do that, at least not in this video format. But let me know in the comments if you are interested in SPF, so if you would like to have a dedicated video on that, and then we might do it. So then enabling, and we have also integrity of messages, DKIM. That one I heard. So this is like a technology to check if a message is correct, but or if it is malicious. But also here I don't remember quite the details behind it, but people who are administrators who are working with email gateways, who are configuring a working email setup for your company, they are aware with these terms, so you can talk to them and ask if they can activate these things if needed. Then, enabling these mechanisms within an organization through policies such as DMARC may enable recipients intra-org and cross-domain to perform similar message filtering and validation. Yes. Users can, and then the last thing is user training, can be trained to identify social engineering techniques in phishing. So I would like to just mark this, because this is the most effective technique. So we see it at the bottom here, and technical people, they look upon user training because they believe that the typical user cannot be helped. It's idiots and they do everything wrong. This is the common opinion on the users, but this is not true. Most attacks can be stopped by just training your users well enough. And it's not always the weakest chain in the link. So the phishing attack hits a random person of your company, And if that random person is on average more educated, this is a good thing, and then you can stop it. Yeah, so now we have a last part to do. Let's jump here. Let's again remove all of that stuff. So we have one page left on this phishing overview, and then we are done. And that is the references page. And I really would like to include this because, let's see, there we go. So here we have a page, and let's put this in the middle like this. So here you can see now that, let me bring this to the front, how many sources they used for this page, or how many sources are possibly relevant there. And this is another one of those things where I would say that these are professional researchers, because they are not working with closed sources. And as you can see, Microsoft is one of those sources that can be used. What else do we have? WikiRay, I never heard that. Proofpoint, yes. Proofpoint is a well-known cybersecurity provider, content provider. Brian Krebs, so he has the series Krebs on Security. Some years ago I noticed that guy because he targeted a group of here in Germany there is this meme website. It's called Program with the 0 instead of a O. And they just share memes and stuff. Not a serious website. It's just people having fun, goofing out. And Brian Krebs targeted these people. So he wanted to. He put down some pressure to take that site down, because there was indeed enough malicious content on that. And as a result of that, the owner of that site, they closed it down for the public. So now only registered users can really use that site. So this is when I first read that name, Krebs, back in the day, and then I figured out, okay, that's a security guy. So he's practically doing what we do here as well. He's well, with the difference that he's well known, and he's doing cybersecurity education, pretty much research. So much recommended. Then Biderman, I don't know that. Caesar. So Caesar you see multiple times here. You see it in the 7, you see it in the 19. So Caesar is a agency, American agency, very well known for good research too. Yeah, so let's just fly over that. SOC Radar, very good source. SOC stands for Security Operations Center. Sentinel-1 is a SOC provider, or an XDR provider. Mandiant, very well known security company. Cyber Reason, also good. So I see a lot of good sources here. Obviously, we have here also Cisco, again Microsoft, and here we have the Australian Cybersecurity Center. So we had them in one of our earlier videos, and at least the website that I found was not that good, but them being listed here is a good indicator that, I mean, we found them as well, so they have something going. We will return back to them and get a better picture. But yeah, people, so as far as I can tell, we are through now with this quick overview of the series. We have here, we have looked at the entire website, from the phishing introduction to the different procedures and hacker groups. We took a look at the Axiom group as one example. Quick look, but it's enough for now. Then we looked at the mitigation techniques for phishing, and these sources here are really nice. So I think this is a nice, well spent 30 minutes. Thank you for taking your time and looking over these topics with me, and I will see you in the next video then. Goodbye.